Where do I watch?
Hold on, I'm learning how to do this thing.
I'm gonna walk on this back here. Do you want the fan on? Oh yeah, because you have the back.
All right, yeah, we're live. I don't know, I'll be honest with you.
What's that right there?
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah.
We have one like already.
Live chat. Okay, hold on a sec. All right, all you that watching right now, this is our first live stream, so we are trying to figure this out real quick. Doing something a little bit different here. Member and super chat messages. Okay, live chat. All right. All right, we're getting the chat set up here.
Let's talk fans.
Okay.
There's Steve.
Hey, what up, Steve Suter? All right, so yeah, this is the first, hey, what's up, Trevor? This is the first live stream, so we're just kind of trying to figure it out here real quick. I've got a few things I'm gonna do tonight. I figured, what the hell, let's do a live stream. And I'm just trying to see the comments. The comments kind of come up as they go. All right. So we've got a few balls here that I'm trying not to be super shaky with this. Hey, Alberto, what's going on? So we've got an identity. This is the brother-in-law's identity that he bought used. If you're watching, broski, I forgot how much you paid for this. And I think it was what, 80 bucks or 100 bucks. And so he plugged it, and I just took the plug cutter to it right now. And we're gonna do some sanding. So I'm gonna film a sanding on that, get that flush, and we're gonna drill this up for him. He got a killer deal on that. And then I rolled the Fireball tonight. I've given this a chance, and it just doesn't work for me. It's a little too weak for the conditions that I bowl in, even on dry lanes. So I'm gonna take these plugs out, and what I'm gonna do is plug it up. And I figured this would be good practice. I'm not gonna plug it up tonight. That's way too long. So I'm gonna drill these out and then plug it later, but I want to just plug it just for practice, because this is a very hard, I think it's going to be very difficult. It's going to be a challenge to try to match that color. It's like a gold flake or a gold pearl with gold and orange in there. So it's a test to see how well I can get that done. And then we got the Chill Pearl. So this is Broski's Chill Pearl that he's given to a friend in his league. He doesn't like the Chill Pearl, as a lot of people don't like this ball. I'm on the opposite. I actually love the ball. I think it's pretty cool. Works for me, but it doesn't work for everybody. So what we're going to do is we're going to drill this out, the Jopo, and then we're going to drill these fingers out to get ready for plug. And then so I want to kind of give you a little taste of what we're working with here. So we have the Pro Shop here. Yeah, for some reason the chat's disappearing. I don't know. Okay, yeah, read the chats, because sometimes they're disappearing here.
Yeah, so now Mr. Chip says, hey, blowing full.
Oh, top chat. Okay. Okay, Steve, I got a Rockstar Jackal Onyx bubblegum vibe. Deviate Collision sitting in their boxes. Holy crap. I'm jealous. Yeah, you drill those puppies up, man. Shoot. Yeah, so I got to read these comments real quick, because as soon as they come up, they disappear. And I'm trying to figure out how to get it where they stay on. I don't know if I can. But let me know if you guys can hear me okay. And if the screen looks okay, it's not cutting out or anything. I'm in the garage, so the internet connection's probably not all that great, but give me a heads up in the chat if everything's looking good for you. All right, awesome, cool, awesome, sweet. So this is something, if you guys are just joining me, this is something I'm gonna start doing. I know a few of you guys like the YouTube shorts that I do, and then some of you guys like the longer videos that I do where I'm laying out and drilling and kind of explaining everything to you. So I thought I'd kind of do the best of both worlds and just do a live and just kind of show you live time. And if you guys have any questions for me about the pro shop, about the jigs that I sell, anything related to anything bowling ball related that I can hopefully answer for you, feel free to leave a comment down below, and I'll try to answer as I go. I'm going to have the wife out here reading the questions for me as we go, because I can't do two things at one time. So I'm just going to put this right here. And so we got a pretty good job here with this. All right, so I'm going to start with this one here, the identity. Okay, hopefully that's good. Oh. And I've got the innovative ball spinner in here. We're going to sand this. I've got a bunch of sanding pads here. And what I normally do is I start with 500, and I'll work my way up to probably 2,000, and then maybe throw some polish on this at the very end or whatnot. But so one thing I do when I sand the balls is I use water, and I'll use the sanding pads. So you could do this dry, but it'll just wear these out a lot faster. So I usually do it wet, spray the ball. So the brother-in-law did a very good job with the color match on this ball. Pretty unbelievable. It's probably his best work yet. And I'll show you when we're done how good it's going to be. What up, Danny Lowe? Thanks for joining.
Danny Lowe says, how good?
Really good, really good. Yeah, I'll show you once I get done here. So if you guys haven't done this before, it gets really, really hot. All right, this sucker is hot. That's one other reason why I spray it with water. And I do each pad for about, I don't know, a minute or so. Now I'll go up to, I'm going up to an 800 pad right now. Once it starts cooking your hand, take it off, spray some more water on there. Yeah, so the plug cutter that I use on the drill press gets this down really flush, where you really don't have to sand too much, versus if you have to use a router. Let me know if any of you guys that are watching, if you guys use either one of these, like a plug cutter or a router, to cut your plugs down. Yeah, looking good. All right. And then I'm going up to a 1500. The automatic machines, I forgot what it's called, that the pro shops have. Those things are freaking awesome. Yeah. Not really, because What's that? Oh,
Do you use a razor blade after the plug cutter?
Steve asked, do I use a razor blade after I use the plug cutter? Only on a few occasions. The plug cutter that I use cuts it down so flush to the ball that I really don't need it. Yeah, I mean the router you probably would. It's an option that you can do, but I put my hand on this, I can't even really feel the plug just as it's spinning right here, so not really a need. All right, let's kind of see what that looks like right now. Yeah, that damn broski, like that's amazing. I'm gonna show you this here. See if you can see it. Look at that. Not one bubble on there. So the broski, I use a Storm Thunder plug, and sometimes I get bubbles, but what I did to get rid of the bubbles, see if I can get that, if you guys can see that at all. That's pretty damn good, dude.
That color match is perfect.
Yeah, I mean, just amazing. And I don't need a razor blade. If I close my eyes, I can't even feel that, right? And I probably spent maybe, what, 5 minutes sanding that? So remind everybody in the chat what you use again, broski.
Not Mr. Tips, not Mr. Damn, nice job, broski.
Okay. Oh, he does. Yeah, I forgot which one he uses, the plug material, because I use Thunder Plug and he switched to a different one. This is definitely your best work, dude, if I do say so myself. All right, so we're done with that. I mean, I can polish it. Once we're all done, I'll probably polish it. But yeah, $100, you pretty much got a brand new Bumble ball. The original owner was a two-handed bowler. So all it was I was having a hard time finding the damn plugs. All I had to do was plug the finger holes, and essentially you got a brand new ball, right? So he finds the deals. I tell you, go online, and he finds the deals with buying the previous two-handed bowling balls that just drill two fingers in there.
Check MP said, what's up, everyone?
Hey, what up, Check MP? What up? What up, Joey?
Not Mr. Tips said, new plug I'm using is Ultimate Wizard 31 all-season ball plug.
Okay.
Less than an Ethan Thunder plug.
Ultimate Wizard. Okay, cool, awesome, yeah. So let me know. Any of you guys in the chat, if you guys plug bowling balls, which plug material you use? I'm kind of curious to see.
Two-toe bowling is heavy too.
What's up, Joey? Yeah. So I saw your live stream yesterday, and congrats on your 1,000, man. That's where I'm trying to go right now. I'm gonna try to do something a little bit different. I'm gonna start doing like pro shop stuff. Maybe I'll go do bowling one of these days. But your stream is usually past my bedtime. So I'm an old man, so bedtime's like 10 p.m., like right when your stream started. So I was watching your stream and I fell asleep. So sorry, man.
Check MP said, what up, too tall? Oh, he's talking to the other guy.
Yeah.
Not Mr. Tips said, too tall from ZBL streams, the legend.
Dang, Too Tall is a legend from ZVL streams, huh? I watch the ZVL streams here and there. He's a damn good streamer, I tell you. He does. Guy knows everything about dang bowling balls, and then the fact that he'll give you your arsenal breakdown if you give him that. It's like, holy moly! I don't know how many people were giving him, and building up their arsenal and telling them what fits where. Like, I think he's like months behind because so many people requested it. It's like, holy moly. I don't think he realized how much work that was going to be for him, but damn, kudos to him.
Robert, Steve said, yeah, I'm on call tonight, 10 to 7 a.m., then work 8 a.m. Too Tall said, Tall Bowlers Club in the house.
Yeah.
Check MP said, laugh out loud, no worries, I appreciate you for stopping in. ZDL is really cool.
Yeah. Joey, are you down in Bakersfield? Where are you located? You're in Cali, right? All right, so we're going to set this one aside. And
Tall Bowling said, what's good, Tibbs? Didn't realize I had that status. And then Check MP said, yeah, that's where I'm at.
oh, cool.
What's good, Steve from Too Tall?
I'm going to try to set this over here so you can see everything. Okay, maybe that'll be good. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove these inserts here. And I've done this on a couple of my videos. So pretty easy. Like I said, this was insert removal tool that I got online as KR Strike Force. A little pricey. I think it was like 35, 40 bucks, but it comes in pretty handy. I believe they come in two sizes. And one is for the 31/32 size, which pretty much everybody is. If you have lady grips, then it is a, what size is lady grips? 7/8, I believe, is a lady grip. So I think they make them in two sizes. And then you just press down. This was actually one, I think this was ball number 2 for me to drill up when I first got my press. And yeah, believe it or not, like if you guys ever drilled your own stuff, your very first ball, you're like, all right, here it is for real, you know. And I mean, I did a whole bunch of practice on a crap ball, but once you put that ball that you paid at least $100, $150 for in that jig, you're like, okay, no turning back now. And ended up going pretty good. I didn't make too many mistakes. The first mistake I made is I put way too much glue in these from the get-go. And yeah, I made an absolute mess. You go back and watch that video on this thing, it's pretty laughable. But hey, that's the whole learning process, right?
Hey, Robert.
Yeah.
Too Tall said, the bowling will really appreciate the DIY Photoshop content. I just started drilling my own bowling balls on my Bridgeport mill.
Sweet. Yeah, Steve, awesome, man. Yeah, drilling for yourself is super rewarding. You know, the very first time you roll a ball that you drilled, it's like, damn, man, I drilled this ball by myself. Like, it's rewarding. You know, it's pretty cool. Now I've drilled so many balls, it's not a big deal, but like your first couple balls, and then when you like start hitting strikes with them and stuff, you're like, damn, I did a pretty good job with my layout. Drilling the holes, right? The ball comes out of my hand perfect, you know.
Steve said, try a different layout. If not, boat anchor it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're just gonna drill these out. So I have the 1 7/64 bit, and all we're trying to do, if you can see that, is just get the bit. The bits are just slightly bigger than the hole size, and all we're trying to do is get rid of that bevel here. Because when we do plug this up, you don't want this beveled at all, otherwise it'd be a giant gap. And you can see this one right here. Oh, let me turn this light on here. There we go. Sorry about that, guy. I didn't even have the damn light on. So yeah, like this one, you can't even tell. It's just like you almost have to kind of, you wouldn't know it unless you were really looking for it. All right, so I'm going to move the camera over here closer to the press. Maybe I'll put it up on the table here.
Hey, Robert.
Yeah.
Bro recommended we get your tablet and you can put your comments on the table there, so
Oh yeah, good idea, good idea. Okay, yeah, you want to grab it? Cool. So I'm gonna grab my iPad so we can read the comments in real time.
Thank you, Broski, for the recommendation.
Yeah, thank you, Broski. Appreciate that. All right, so we've got the Vivor mill table. We've got our jig. Let me see.
I was like, oh, that's genius.
Yeah. Okay, and I got just enough battery on here.
You just have to turn it down on mute. So
Yeah, sure. Wonder if it shows my live right now.
yeah, it does. Steve said, or log in under
Oh yeah.
under one of your different pages.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Okay.
Steve said, I need a thumb mold made of silicone and then plaster size. I hate having 7 Joe clothes. I got a goofy thumb.
Oh damn. Yeah, I've always wondered about those molds. I've seen those. I haven't really messed with them. I'm not too knowledgeable with that. Tell me more about that stuff. I'm kind of curious.
I wonder if you can 3D print a thumb mold. That's actually genius.
3D print a thumb mold. Yeah. Oh yeah. Look at that. Okay. Okay. Let me catch up on some of these messages here. Too tall. Awesome. Appreciate it. Gotcha. Let's see. Yeah, drilling into that first ball that you pay for is scary. Definitely scary for me. I need a thumb mold. Okay, I wonder if you could 3D print a thumb mold. Yeah, you probably could. Shoot. Let's see here. Okay, and I can actually see what we're looking at here. All right, so I have 2 different heights for the press. So I have it set right now for cutting plugs and also cutting the top of the Jopo. So we're going to lower that down because we're going to drill this. We're going to drill these finger holes out. And I put marks on my drill press, so I know exactly where to stop. And then this is the very expensive, innovative plug cutter here. So if you're going to be drilling your own stuff, this is a necessity. You can't really do anything without this thing. So $170. If you get the innovative one, it has the Allen bolt inside here that you can take the blade off and have it sharpened. And I was actually going to have this sharpened. I was looking into it, and I posted on a couple places on Facebook, and not many places, they say not many places will sharpen this. Innovative tells you to buy a new blade, right? Of course they do, because they want to make money off you. But Dino Castillo answered a question of mine in a Facebook group, and he said Jayhawk will take these and sharpen them up. So, and I think it's like $20 and then $20 for shipping, so $40 to get that sharpened versus I think a brand new one is about $100 or so. So the very first thing we do is we put that on here, and we're going to zero out the press because this table moves horizontally, and we want to make sure it's lined up. And I've done this so many times that I pretty much know exactly where to stop with it. Okay. And then we're just making sure these numbers are at 0. I know a couple of you guys have told me to get the digital XY readout, and I have yet to do that. So right now, this works for me right now. I just have a ruler, an adhesive ruler on this, on the X and Y axis right here. And it's pretty much spot on. When I do the pitch gauges measurements, it's pretty much spot on. So I don't need the XY DRO, the digital readout is a cool thing to have, but it's not a need. It's more of a want kind of item. Yeah. I should probably put this up here so I can read it. Yeah, let's see. All right, let me catch out some messages. No, I'm too old for two-handed bowling. Yeah, like you saw the video. I tried the dang two-handed bowling the other day, and it is not easy. Everybody says it's easy. It looks easy, but when you try it, it's definitely not easy. For me, I tried it again on Monday. And I usually start out with game one with two-handed. And it is ridiculously hard. I have a tendency of muscling the ball and I'm just all over the place. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. So I don't know if I'm going to keep up with that. I mean, I kind of want it. I need a coach is what I need. I need a coach to kind of show me how to do it right. Because I'm just going out there and trying to learn this crap on my own. I've been thinking about 3D printing custom interchangeables too. Ooh, damn, that'd be cool. But I've been too busy with my real engineering job to spend time on it. Yeah, this stuff definitely can zap a lot of time from you. Damn, that would be awesome. You could 3D print interchangeables. Damn, you never have to buy Joe Post again. I wonder if you can make them strong too. I mean, all it is a plastic mold. Scan your thumb and try it. Work, yeah. Love that plug cutter, but it's possible to plug cut without one. Yeah, yeah. Too tall. The why I needed a necessity for this is to get myself zeroed out. When I move this table up and down, it gets off. And I'm sure there's probably other ways of doing it, but the quickest way for me is the plug cutter. So I just lay that, like you said, like I just showed you right here, and now I got the whole press perfectly zeroed out. Go to Harbor Freight and get a tall table. Your knees are going to take a beating. Oh, yeah. Most likely I would just start with a CAD model. Okay, Tibbs, the plug cutter is the best one if you have one. Yeah. Okay, so we've got 1 7/64 bit. And by the way, this is the jig. I know I've kind of pushed this jig. I started making these in, the first ones I started selling were in January or February this year. And this is version 2. Version 1 had a, the mistake I made, I wouldn't say it was a mistake, but it was just a learning process, is I went online, I said, hey, I'm making this jig. I had a prototype made. And actually, I got the prototype over here. So if you guys watch some of my videos, this was my prototype that I made. Like I said, I bought these aluminum plates on Amazon. It's just cast aluminum. It's not billet. So this one's billet. If you don't know the difference between cast and billet, this is pressed in like a forge. So this is like pressed it's super strong. And my machinist that I used to make these said, I think he said it's like 30 times stronger or 300 times stronger than cast aluminum. I forgot what number, but this is ridiculously stronger than cast aluminum. And I made the mistake of asking people on the internet, hey, you got any ideas of how I should make this thing? And they're like, you got to put rubber in there. You got to put a rubber O-ring in there. And I put a rubber O-ring in there, and it was just like, yeah, it worked, but the O-ring kind of kept coming off, and I had to put glue. Like what I did from all the ones that I sold is I etched all in the bottom here, and I glued in there to the stick. It was just more work for me to make these things. I wanted it to be simpler. And this O-ring could possibly wear out. I don't know if anybody has the first one. They're cheap. I mean, it's $1 for the O-ring. It's not super expensive to replace, but it was just an added thing that I wanted to kind of get rid of. I didn't want to have a bunch of, I just wanted it to be aluminum. That's it, where you didn't have to worry about replacing anything. And I wanted it to last a long time. So yeah, I had the machinists make this and it came out with this cool idea. And then this is version 2. So version 2 I had, boom, right? So you just slide it in here like that and then lock in. So the other one, I didn't have that, right? It was just kind of, and then I had to take one of these knobs off. It's all a learning process. You know, as I was making these things, it was just kind of learning. And I wanted to make it user friendly. So I actually sold one of these to my PSO, and he uses this specifically for cutting plugs. He has a drill press for drilling balls, and then he's got another one for specifically for cutting plugs. And I just asked him like the other day, because he had it for about, I think three or 4 months. And he says, yeah, working good. He's like cutting plugs on probably, I don't know, probably 5-10 balls a day, I'm guessing. I don't know, but that guy's been busy. I just talked to him today. He says he's drilling 16 balls today. It's like, holy crap. Like, that is one busy PSO. So yeah, not to get off topic, but this is version 2. A little bit more ergonomically friendly and user friendly. And it's also can be used if you have a mill table, like if you have a Grizzly, a Jet, an Innovative, any of those mill tables, it'll work on that. And I made it compatible with a Vevor mill table. So the original one was only compatible with a Vevor mill table.
Robert said, what's up?
What up, Robert? Thanks for joining, man. Appreciate you. Yeah. Yeah, the drill factory. Yep. Yeah, he's busy. And these bits I got from, these are actually Jayhawk drill bits. And the cheapest place I found these was a place called Bowling Index. And they do coupon code. I forgot what the coupon code is, but you use a coupon code. And I think you can use a coupon code for drill bits too. The guy is super nice, his communication is top notch. I usually use him when I'm buying pro shop stuff. So if you guys are looking for pro shop stuff, check Bowling Index. He's based out of SoCal and super cool dude. He's got a lot of cool stuff. And you could buy Joe Actually, my PSO got pissed at me when I went in there and I said, hey man, I bought 10 Jopos for $10 each. And he's like, where the hell did you get that from? I can't even get that kind of deal. So I told him, yeah, but this guy at Bowling Index down there in SoCal, man. And he's like, I'm gonna call my supplier, man. He's ripping me off. Okay, so I've got the RPM set to 260. I normally go 330 on doing this, but we'll do 260 right now. So these are my pitches. So I've got 5/16 table forward for the ring finger. And then we've got 3/8 table left. Oh, by the way, when I turn this vacuum on, you guys probably won't even hear it. It is the DeWalt Stealth Sonic. I'll show you what this bad boy is right here. I love this thing. So right here. Whoop. And I got this at where did I get that? Lowe's for $114. Killer deal. Here we go. I'll put that right there. You get a close up. I want to give you guys a close up of this. Love that fixture. Much nicer when I'm working on.
I think you're talking about your drill jig.
Oh, the jig. Okay. Jayhawk, iHead is coming out of us with a scan system drilling machine. Yeah, scans your hand, puts the ball in a machine and drills. Yeah. Are they really, or are you just messing with me? Because I made a video about that the other day. Yeah. That's funny. Yeah, easily 30,000. Yeah, that thing's going to be ridiculous. And what most people said is it'll be for busy pro shops. I can see like places like Bowler's Mart that does drilling, you know, in mass quantities, or Buddies or something like that. Getting one of those things. But yeah, man, I mean, that's the future, right? So everything is going automated and AI and all this stuff. So, and they're hitting every sector, man. AI isn't taking any breaks on anything, man. So, all right. So all I'm doing is just kind of, you know, moving the ball here. I've got a line on the jig so that I know, and I got the line. I've actually scribed this ball, so I know where the lines are, and I just match them up with the lines on the jig, so that when I drill down, I'm drilling the exact pitch that I put in there. Okay.
Steve said, no, it was there. I saw a video. That PSO can afford that. Keep it simple.
Damn.
That PSO can afford that. Keep it simple.
Yeah. No PSO is gonna be able to afford that, like I said, unless they're super busy. Oh, you were there. Oh crap. Oh, it was there. I saw it. Okay. Yeah, exactly. Okay. All right. So we're just gonna drill halfway in there. And let me know how you can hear that vacuum, if it's super loud, because it shouldn't be super loud. And then, I don't know if you heard that vibration as I was going down. So that's just the chatter a little bit if I don't put a lot of pressure on there. So you have to just kind of push down a little bit harder to get rid of that. And that's it, really. On that one, let's see if I got all the way around. Yeah, I might have to go a little bit more.
Steve said they brought one, but they say this isn't the one that they will market.
Okay. All right, there we go. So edges are nice and sharp. Good on that one. So now we'll do the other finger here. And my other finger is a table right 5/16. And table forward 5/16. Already got that in there. So if you haven't watched the July giveaway video, at the very end, I mentioned that I'm giving away a choice of free ball. So Joey, if you're still watching, I like that. I like the idea of a mystery ball. I didn't even think about that until you did that, because then that kind of, you can get whoever wins, you can get their weight. Maybe they're like a 14 or maybe like a 16 pound, but I had two 15-pound balls and I'm like, what the hell? So I'm going to make a poll on my page sooner or later, once I get closer to 1,000, with the choice to see if you guys want an Archetype Hybrid, brand new in box, or a Radical Sneak Attack, brand new in box. And I'm going to give one of those out once I hit 1,000 subscribers. So hopefully I can get 1,000 by the end of the year. right, let's see here. That's it. Easy peasy.
Hey, Robert,
Yeah.
Steve said if you like the color of that ball, and Bro just gave you 5.
Oh, not Mr. Tibbs. Awesome. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it, man. Hell yeah. $5 Mickey holler. All right, cool, man. Make me holler.
You have another comment.
Let's see. I do like the. Yeah, you know what? That's one thing that I was torn on. Was which are you talking about? The fireball, Steve?
He said I did a mystery bowl because of you.
Oh, damn. Oh yeah. I got the radical outer limits. That's not a bad ball. How do you like that ball? Yeah, radical outer limits. Denny Low, don't you have an outer limits, or was that like the old layout? I thought you had an outer limits. You had one of those radicals. Yeah, this ball I was torn on between doing this. I wanted to like this ball because of the colors on it. I was like, I don't want to. I want to like this ball. I don't want to have to get rid of it, but it's just not working. Like, I put different surfaces on it and stuff, and all the different oil conditions, and it was just.
Read the messages.
It just wasn't working, So yeah. Got it drilled and threw a 300 with it 8 games in. Holy crap, dude. Damn. Good job, man. Yeah, sweet, man. Appreciate you guys. Hell yeah. Yeah, let me know if you guys like this format too, like the live format, because I kind of, I wanted to be able to, when I do those other videos, I get a lot of questions and stuff, and I love answering questions. Like, I'm gonna do a live stream. That way I can just answer the questions in real time, whatever you guys had. So there we go, right? So we got the holes. It's hauling on a delay. So we got them sharp, and that's it for that. And now we're gonna drill this out. And this one is a little bit tricky. If you guys haven't seen this in my videos, this is a Jopo centralizer, and I'm going to show you exactly what this does. So my pitch is a 1/4 table back. And then we put this in, and this essentially, what it does is it lines it up. It's supposed to line it up. And it ain't fitting because my pitches are off a little bit. Yeah, this one was one of my early balls, so I might have messed up on the pitch. And we'll try to get it. We'll try to get it here. So let's just move the table here. This one might take a couple different swipes with the 1.5 inch bit, just because the pitches are probably a little bit different than what I have currently. Yeah, if I can get it started. There we go. Okay. So this is another thing too, when you're putting in Jopos, when you're gluing them in, it's supposed to press up against the side so the glue adheres to the ball a little bit better at the inside. And then it doubles as what you just saw right now. But it's I don't really use it for this too often, mainly with my newer balls because I do have the newer pitches on my balls. Wow, thank you, Jenna. Wow, thank you very much. Wow, $10. Holy moly. Thank you very much. Wow, very generous. Thank you, thank you. Awesome.
I don't need to be anonymous.
Huh? Let's see. Let me catch up on the comments. Okay. I'm going to pull that bad boy out. Yeah, roll that thing. It's number 1 in bag, followed by the Ultimate Record, then number 3, Max Thrill Hybrid. So I think it was ZVL's thread a stream the other day where he says the Ultimate Record is like dirt cheap now. It's like $120. I don't know. Was it always cheap? I can't remember what the original price of the Ultimate Record was. But yeah, you like that, huh? Okay. And then the Max Thrill Hybrid. Yeah, I've rolled that a few times. I like that ball. I need to roll it some more. Like I said, I've got 35 balls, and I have trouble getting through them all. So what I'm trying to do, as I started with this one, as I'm trying to eliminate some of my collection because I just don't have time to get to all of them. I went crazy last year and then earlier this year. So I'm getting rid of, I give a ball maybe 5 games. If it doesn't work for me, and I sand it or whatnot, then I ditch it. And because I have way too many. Let's see. Yeah, cool. The Gremlin and Guru Oracle look really strong back end. Yeah, they are really pushing that Gremlin. Holy crap. That thing is getting pushed big time. Guru, yeah, the Guru looks pretty cool. I do like that. That's an old Mo design ball and that they're bringing back. Guy was a genius. I was, when I got back into bowling, I was watching all his videos. I'm like, damn, this guy knows everything about bowling. Like just engineer brain. Just holy moly! Like the guy was a gift to bowling. And then I was like, oh damn, the guy died from COVID. Like holy crap. So yeah, bowling community really. I wish the guy was still alive. He was an asset to bowling from what I've seen. That's a great alignment tool. Don't realize you could use it for that. Yeah, like I said, it works sometimes, but like right now the pitches are off a little bit, so I'd have to tinker with the table a little bit there. Bowling Fool's been drilling my balls. Comes off my hand like butter. That's right, D-Lo. Heck yeah. My pleasure, D-Lo. Steve Shooter, good problem to have. I'm trying to patience with the EXJ Jackal. Yeah. I brought the EXJ Jackal to Reno, and I had it sanded to 1,500. I probably should have put 1,000 on it, and it didn't do very well for me either. I think it's a little. They hyped it up, of course, limited edition, and I did a couple good games with the EXJ Jackal, but yeah, I'm gonna give it another shot. I also drilled mine super weak. I got pin and ring finger, I think is what I did on that one. So I don't have it super strong. Because the house I bowl on in Napa is really weak. Or sorry, a really light oil. So yeah, I mean that's why I lay out most of my stuff relatively weak. Utah, I'm a good wifey of his Bowen Fool. Thanks for showing him so much love. Yeah, thank you, Babish. Denny Lowe. Yeah, Denny Lowe. Denny Lowe. Denny Lowe or D-Lo? D-Lo. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Okay, his wifey witnessed it in action. Mind blowing. Yeah. Appreciate you both. We need more PSO content. Hell yeah. I'm glad to do PSO content. Like I said, when I was first getting into this stuff, I had a really hard time finding stuff on this. That's one of the reasons why I got into doing this. I said, you know what? There's no content out there that shows this stuff. I'm going to do the content. So that's what I decided to do. So hopefully I can help you guys out. And I know a lot of the stuff. I don't like you looking at a ball and not talking to a camera here. I know a lot of the stuff you find out on the internet is highly edited, like all the drilling stuff. Because when I was learning how to drill, everything was highly edited, and I was like, well, what did you do here? What did you do there? How did you use that? And when you ask them the question, they wouldn't answer it because the video was from like 5 years ago. So I just kind of had to learn on my own, and I asked my PSO a bunch of questions. He was helpful. You know, PSO definitely helpful a few things. But a lot of this stuff is kind of just like learning on my own and asking a bunch of questions on the internet, and then just kind of like trial and error, really. So, yeah, I'm glad, you know, and I was figuring like, how much of this stuff can I do where you guys don't get bored? Because I'm kind of doing the same video, like drilling a ball, and there's only so much I can do with drilling the ball. What I want to do is I drill a ball and talk with you guys. That would be awesome. I'm finding it a little bit difficult to do that and read things at the same time, though. As you can see, I'm kind of sitting here just looking at this ball. EJ can take any ball. Yeah, exactly. EJ can take a rock and roll it down the lane and get a 300 with it. Balls and butter in same sentence. Sounds like Eric Cartman in South Park. All right, so we're going to do a 1.5 inch bit. And I couldn't get this exactly lined up, but we'll try our best here. This is the old school way of doing it, is you just, let's see, let's get you over here. I'm going to flip this around here, flip this camera around. Thanks for being patient, guys. I appreciate it when I'm getting everything set up. Once I start doing this a couple times, I'll have an idea of where I want to set up the camera and whatnot. Let's see. We'll do that. How about that? That should be good right there. So yeah, this is the old school way. I'm just going to kind of go down with the bit and line it up, make sure it hits the edge. Okay. May get a little bit of chatter in this. We'll see. And there'll be a lot of plastic shavings coming out of here as well too. So I'm going to try 260. I may have to bump it up to 330. We'll see. That's the only problem with this stuff, is it gets all caught on there. Actually, we're doing pretty good. A little bit on the right-hand side. Okay, there we go, a little bit more, let's see. So I've experimented with different speeds, and the lower speed seems to do a little bit better. And then it'll go smooth, and that's when you're done hitting the plastic there. And then you start seeing the ball material come up like that, and you know you got it all. Let's see. Go back to the comments here. My PSO does that. Okay. I find the PSOs I know tend to keep their knowledge. Yeah, exactly. Close to their vest. Yeah, my local guy has warmed up to me a little bit, but like you said, it's a lot of self-teaching. Yeah, you know, once my PSO was kind of that way at first, and then he's warmed up to me. Like I've answered, you know, I mean, I asked him a bunch of questions, and he's really super helpful. He knows I'm serious with this stuff, and he sees my passion for all this stuff. I would like to think, and yeah, he's been very, very helpful with you know, answering a lot of my questions and stuff. I don't ask too many questions. I try not to bombard him. I just ask a few questions here and there, and I just watch. Yeah, so you know, a lot of PSOs are probably not going to like my channel because I'm kind of showcasing. And that's probably why you don't see a lot of this stuff, this kind of footage out, or you know, streamers do this kind of stuff, because it is. And I don't mean to take business away from PSOs. PSOs have a job. Not everybody can do this stuff. Not everybody has the money to buy a drill press. But for those of you that do, I'm here to help you guys out, you know. I like slow and easy. Just checked my mills. Low speed with a laser tack at 190. Holy moly, 190. Damn. Maybe I should try the lower like that. I never went down that low. The lowest I've gone is, kind of show you there. So the lowest I've gone is pretty much what I'm at right now is 260. The highest I've gone is what was that? 570? Yeah, this is the Delta 18-900, and there is really no 600 RPM. Not that you need to go that fast. Jopo recommends that you use a drill press with 500 RPM. But I also think that they tell you that so that you wear this out quicker and you have to buy a new one. I mean, because I can do it fine at 440. And that's pretty much what I drill everything at is 440. If I'm cutting plugs or anything like that, it's a lot lower. They should teach, though. They are less and less around me. It's an art. It is an art, yeah. You know, I plan on going to Innovative offers a PSO class out in Pennsylvania. I wanted to go to it last year. Didn't really have the money, so I'll probably go do it this year just to learn new things and be more knowledgeable. And I think you can actually get a certification out of it as well, too, that makes you a legit... yeah, it gets you a cert, so you can say, hey, I got this cool cert. I don't know what the hell that does for you, but I want to learn from the pros. You know, I want to learn and do the best I can with all this stuff. What size drill bit am I using? The drill bit I just used right now, this is a 1.5 inch for the thumb, and all I'm doing is getting the plastic out of here, right? Let's show you. By the way, if you guys don't have a keyless chuck, it is probably one of the best investments I've ever done. I mean, you see how easy that thing is to get out. I asked my PSO, I'm like, should I get a keyless chuck or a keyed chuck? And he's like, just get the keyed. You're not going to be drilling that many balls. And it's like, I did the keyed chuck for like a week. I'm like, this is ridiculous. So yeah, I don't know if you can see that. There's a little bit of plastic still left in there. I'll get that out with a... I could probably drill it more. I'll mess around with that later. I'm not going to sit here and bore you guys with that, but actually, I'm going to get my, you know, I'm getting pretty old, so I need my reading glasses. Have you seen my reading? Can you grab my reading glasses? Somewhere, I think they're in the house somewhere. Yeah, you know, when you get to that age, when you start needing readers, it's like, holy moly. I try to deny it as much as I can, but when I have to struggle to read, it's like, holy crap. Yeah, so it's 1.5. Oh, thank you. Awesome. Okay. Let's get you over here. My garage isn't the best for filming here, so I'm going to try my best here. Hopefully you can see me. I will put this right here. I lived near Cleveland, Ohio, and I remember back in the day, every corner or city had multiple lanes and shops. Some ran 24/7 because of the steel and auto industry in Cleveland. Holy crap. That would be awesome. 24/7 bowling alley? Hell yeah. There was when I got into bowling, I was 13 when I did my first league. That was back in like late 1980s, and there was a standalone pro shop down in Southern California. That it was just a shop. It wasn't even attached to a bowling alley. It's like, and I think that's where I bought my first ball, and it was right next to the Bowlium. So I went down to SoCal a couple months ago and checked out the Bowlium. If you ever visit Southern California, check out the Bowlium. It's been there since 1958 or 59. And that place just screams Americana. That's one of the things I love about bowling alleys is it's a lot of the bowling alleys. Bolero ruined this for a lot of bowling alleys. I'm probably going to get off on a tangent here, but Bolero is all modern, right? Modern's cool, but there's nothing like the old bowling alley where you go in, it's got the distinct smell of just like old building. And it's just nostalgia. You go in there, you're like, damn, the stories this building can tell, this alley can tell. It would just be, just be awesome. And I don't know. There's a couple bowling alleys out here. There's Clayton Bowl out in Concord where I live, or near where I live, and they have the old school Brunswick chairs, like the bench chairs, like from the 1960s. It's like, damn. That's freaking cool. I just think that stuff's so cool. I geek out on stuff like that. Yeah, today, not many around. That looks like your last slowest pulley. Yeah, exactly. Yep. Yeah, what was it? 190? Let's see. The slowest speed on my drill press is 170. Yeah, and I don't think I've ever got it down to 170. I rolled about 20 games with Cody says I rolled about 20 games with the Crown Victory. Starting to get the hang of it. I like it so far. Yeah, Crown Victory, when I first rolled it, I think I got a 220, 240, and 2 something. They're all in the twos. Low to mid twos. That's a pretty good ball. And then I did like 15 games one night with that ball, and I was trying to make it work. I was getting pissed, and I was hucking it down the lane. I need to bring that out again. Like I said, I've got 35 balls, and every time I go look at my collection, I'm like, I want to bowl the Crown Victory. And I got these other balls over here I want to bowl with first. So I got to get back to the Crown Victory. I haven't bowled the Crown Victory in probably about a month or so. So yeah, thanks for reminding me about that Crown Victory. I gotta get rolling with that thing again. Crown Victory, it was funny though, because the Crown Victory, they marketed the hell out of that ball. And then it just was all quiet. Nobody talked about it anymore. And I was like, did I buy into the hype of this ball? Like, what the hell? And you don't hear about that ball anymore. I think the hype talked about it a couple times. But yeah, I got to roll that again. Good ball. Good price ball too. Yeah, those recommended speeds are fine for production work with a column mill, with a drill. Oh yeah, with a drill press, you have left side support from your bearings, so slower is better. Yeah, and that's kind of the problem I have with this press with the plug cutter, right? So I have to go really slow, and sometimes I get a little bit of movement, not much to put gout. I mean, I did this, and you can't even tell. It's super smooth. You just have to be very careful with the drill press. I am looking for a mill press. They're just expensive, and I've been looking on Facebook Marketplace for used ones, and they're either like at least an hour to 2 hours away. But I'm definitely keeping an eye out for a mill press. I would like to have a mill press. They're freaking awesome. But right now, this drill press works for me for what I need to do. I don't have I don't have a customer base with shops. I'm just pretty much drilling for our family, which is a lot. Broski buys a lot of balls. Every time I see Broski, you got 2 more balls for me. I'm like, damn, son. But thank you for that, because it gives me practice on this stuff. You got me hyped to do. Oh wait, I must have skipped a comment. Yeah, that looks good. I'm about to draw my hammer effect thumb hole multiple pass with my 1 1/4 end mill. Nice. Too tall. You got me hyped to do PSO work right now. Hell yeah, man. You know, this is the other day I did. What was it? Our friend Denny Lowe, who's watching the chat, if he's still on there right now, I did 3 balls. So all those balls that I drilled, the Sub-Zero, the Origin, and the Bubblegum, which is very pink if you haven't seen it in person yet. That thing is neon pink. I thought my real time was pink. This was, holy moly. It's almost blinding. So I drilled 3 of his balls in 4 hours. You know, I'm sitting here just like lost in time, doing all 3 of the balls. I take my time and doing everything, but it's like, holy crap. I started at 8, I started at damn noon. So, yeah, it's fun. It's definitely meditative. I find it very meditative and soothing to do this stuff. And I'm sure a lot of PSOs feel the same way. That's why they do it. You're not going to make $1 million doing this stuff, but you do it for, in my opinion, you do it for the love of doing this stuff. And then seeing, you know, when you drill the ball, then your friends roll it and they get a really high score. It's like, damn, I did that layout for you, man. I drilled that ball for you. So it's pretty cool. Gives me satisfaction. All right. Old bowling alleys. Yep. Remember them? Cigarette trays, smoke waffling, and beer. I want to tell you something, Steve. There's a bowling alley I was just talking about, Clayton Bowl. Look it up on the internet. Clayton Bowl in Concord. They have a glass, pretty much a room in the middle of the bowling alley that's all glass, has a door. It's a smoking room. And if you know anything about California, there's no smoking anywhere, but you go in that bowling alley and you want to take a smoke break after game 3, you go in that room and smoke a cigarette. It's pretty funny. So you can tell there's a lot of old bowlers that still go there. Charles from the Hype said the Crown Vic is the #1 ball so far this year. Yeah, he really likes that ball. He's one of the few that's pushing that ball. I tell you one ball that is a sleeper ball. If any of you guys are watching, you don't have this ball, is the Piranha Power Core Pearl. I would have never bought this ball if it wasn't a surprise ball. So I got it as a surprise ball, and I was like, okay, cool. It's a $160 ball. I would never have picked this out at the pro shop or bought it online. And I rolled it, and it was like, holy crap, this thing's a strike machine. So that ball is, and everybody's saying it online too. Like if you read the comments, and when I saw the Hype's speaking of the Hype, when I saw the Hype's video on that ball, he got like a freaking 11 strikes. It's like, damn, that ball is no joke. And everybody's sleeping on it because it's a Columbia 300. It's like, hello, they make them down at the same place down in Mexico. They're made out of the same material as every other ball that Brunswick makes. Like they're the same thing. They just don't have the hammer name, right? So don't sleep on the Piranha Power Core. It'll probably be discontinued here pretty soon just because they don't sell a lot of Columbia 300s. When it gets discontinued, everybody should get one, in my opinion. And I'm not even getting commission on that. That's probably my top 3 ball right now. Let's see. Yeah, okay, Charles, I was putting you on blast, not Mr. Tibbs. I don't remember what I said, but I'm sorry if I blasted you. I wish I could have the time and space to do my own drilling. I'm jealous. This is great content. Thank you, Steve. Appreciate it. Appreciate the kind words, my friend. And that plug is too tall. Says that plug cutter is a lot of surface contact. Yeah, exactly. Major surface contact. And then Steve says, I almost bought that ball last week. Yeah, the Piranha Power Core. I wouldn't even hesitate. The bro just bought it and he rolled it today. And I think he likes it. Maybe give him a couple more games. I think he'll really like it. But to everybody on League last year when I had that and I was rolling the other balls and they saw me roll with the Piranha Power Core, they're like, bring out that Piranha again, man. Like, the other balls aren't working for you. Bring that Piranha out. And as soon as I brought it out, it was like, strike, 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 strike. So I'm like, damn, this ball. And it shapes perfectly. The ball that is closest to the Piranha Power Core is this identity right here, right? The numbers are almost exactly the same, except this has, I think it's a 0.015 intermediate diff, if I'm not mistaken, on this one. And the Piranha Power Core is a symmetrical. You would never guess that the Piranha Power Core is a symmetrical, because for me, I'm an up 10 kind of bowler. Up 10, 18 miles an hour, right? And as soon, it's like, oh man, it's not gonna make it. It keeps going straight down. It's got all that length, and all of a sudden, at the very last minute, it's like, boom! Like somebody just kicked it, you know, did a side swipe with the ball. Like the hockey stick shape is ridiculous on that ball, and it's a freaking symmetrical. So yeah, do not sleep on the Power Core Pearl by any means. If any review you see online, they'll tell you the same thing. Sleeper ball, phenomenal. Okay, I think I got everybody's comment. Okay, so we're gonna go back. So this one I'm gonna set aside. I'll deal with that later. All I've got to really do here is just take this out with some pliers, or I'll take the drill in there again. And now we're gonna do the deviate chill. Okay. How's that? That's a little bit better, yeah? Let's see. Okay, so this is Broski's ball, and the job is to plug these up here. And the easy thing about his fingers is they're 0-0 on the pitch, so we're good to go there. All right, so I've got Broski's layout right here. So I've got everybody's layout, everybody's ball that I drill here, so I don't get confused. All right, so we've got ring finger, 1/8 table forward. And 1/4 table left. That's it. Let's do the 1 7/64. Sorry about that. All right. Yeah, this should be good. Another thing too, that I was talking to Broski about, if you guys do end up buying used balls and you start doing your own drilling and plugging and all that stuff, one thing that you want to make sure of when you buy the ball is that the previous owner didn't have a really thin bridge here, right? So you want to make sure that this is at least 1/4 inch, okay? Broski had bought a ball before. It was a Deviate Troublemaker, and it was really thin. And when I cut it, the bridge broke. It was just really weak, and the bridge broke. And then to plug it up, it ended up turning out like crap. And I don't know if he ditched it or if he still has it or whatnot, but just be, you know, if you guys are buying used balls, just ask the previous owner, hey, how wide is the bridge? Because once this thing cracks, I mean, you can plug it, but it's just it looks like crap, to be honest with you, when you plug that up. So I try to go from 1/4 inch to 0.3 inches on mine. And can I tell the difference between 1/4 inch and 0.3? No, I personally can't. And I know the pros do 1/8 inch. Of course, they're not worried about a warranty. If you saw my warranty video, if anything less than 1/4 inch voids the warranty. So make sure you don't do that, unless you don't care about warranties. But after my video that I showed, you guys might want to care about warranties, because they gave me a damn brand new $190 ball. So I was pretty stoked on that one. If you guys haven't watched that video, I did check out that warranty video. Pretty much in a nutshell, I had a Traxtel Solo that cracked, my PSO said there's nothing he can do about it. So I contacted Track a month later. They said, pick any ball that you want from any of our 7 brands. And lo and behold, I was like, I want the Track Paragon Shadow. So I got that. I have yet to roll it. I drilled it up today, and I'll probably roll it on Monday. We'll see. It's a heavy oil ball, so I gotta find when they oil up the lanes, because when I go practice at night at Napa, it's pretty dry. I gotta bring some pretty. I gotta bring a bunch of pearls when I practice, or just huck the ball 20 miles an hour down the lane and we'll do it, or move extreme left. Okay. Let's see. One more comment. I'll read some comments before I get back to drilling here. I just bought, let's see. Trevor says, I just bought the Hammer 3D Offset Assault a couple weeks ago, 12-pound. How do you like the 3D Offset? Because that's a ball that I was looking to get. I think that's going to be, it seems like that's another sleeper ball too. So the original 3D Offset was a Mo Pinell design ball, if I'm not mistaken. And the 3D Offset was essentially the very first asymmetrical bowling ball. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. But from what I read, it was the very first asymmetrical ball, and I think it came out in the early 90s? 80s or 90s? Yeah, maybe late 80s. I can't remember when the exact first asymmetrical. Put in the comments if you know, anybody has that answer. But yeah, oh, you like it? Okay, cool. Yeah, 3D Offset. I may get that when it's on discount. Cody S. I drive from South San Francisco to Livermore Granada Bowl. I really like Aaron Pulowski in the pro shop. Right on. Yeah, I haven't yet to go down there to Granada Bowl. That's a little bit farther it's a far drive from me. And I don't really get down. That alley looks pretty cool though. I've seen it on the video. And so long, Chill Pro, not Mr. Tibbs, so long, Chill Pro. You were not that good to me. So when I got the Chill Pearl, I liked it, and I told Broski to get it, so he got one, and he's not too happy with it. So sorry, Broski. I led you astray. Giving it to a pal in league with 500 revs and 18 mile an hour. Yeah, it's going to be good for that. Too tall bowling, or bring a ruler or caliper and measure the bridge. Yeah, if you're buying, yeah, exactly. If you're buying it in person. The Broski buys a lot of stuff online, and kind of just have to go with the picture or what they tell you. But yeah, if you buy it in person, definitely bring a ruler or caliper. Good idea. Too Tall also said, I drilled the bridge the way the PSO did, right at 0.2 to 0.25, but I've been feeling like I should go a little wider. Yeah, you know, on my third ball, I did the Pure Madness, and I went like 0.35. I went really wide. I'm like, oh no, I messed it up. And I was like, I can't even really tell. I really couldn't even tell, but it looked really wide. Yeah, so I do 0.2, like I said, 0.25 to 3.0. You should be pretty good. If you can tell 0.2 to 0.25, then that's pretty good, because I can't tell that at all. All right, well, this guy's been great talking to everyone. I'm going to call tonight and been taking a nap. Been up since 6 a.m. Holy crap. Well, I thank you very much, Steve Suter, for dropping in. And if you didn't know, Steve Suter was the winner of my very first raffle that I had. So he's got a Radical Grip Sack. How's that Radical Grip Sack working for you? All right, cool. All right, so we're going to get back to drilling here. Oh, wait, he said calipers. Yeah, exactly. This is what I got right here. Yep. Boom. So drilling this out, I got 0.18. Yeah, these things are a great investment too, by the way. If you haven't seen these, this is a very valuable asset to your pro shop that you have. And so you can do all sorts of measurements with this. My machinist had one of these. I'm like, I need to get one of those. So I think it was like 15 or 20 bucks on Amazon. Killer deal. Comes with a case. Turns off automatically. All right, thanks for joining. Good night, Steve. All right, let's get this going here. All right, so we've got a quarter table left and a 1/8 table forward. All right, here we go. And what I'm doing is in these holes are the remnants of the glue and the insert. So when you glue these, or sorry, when you take these out, it has a little bit of remnants in here. So all I'm doing is I'm drilling those out so that so when he plugs this ball, it gives it a very good, the plug material sticks in there really good. And it's not gonna come loose or anything by sticking to that piece of insert. So essentially all I'm doing is just getting that out of there. By the way, since this is my first live stream, let me know what time is a good time to live stream. I really don't know. I was just kind of like, hey, 7 o'clock California time. What is it, like 10 o'clock back east? And then, you know, I can do probably 6 p.m. I don't know. But let me know in the comments what's a good time to live stream. I don't really know. Micrometer. Cody says micrometer. You also need the top of the hole to not be beveled for all the plugging purposes. Yep. Okay, and then 0 pitch. And we go table right half. All right. Perfect. Start off slow and then just a little bit of pressure. A little bit farther. There we go. All right, got all the edges on that one. Now we're going to do the thumb. And this one should work with a Jopo centralizer because he's got a 0-0 pitch. And this should be really easy to do. I'm going to show you how that works. So we're going to put the table at 0-0. Another good thing too is Broski has his thumb at 0-0. So fortunately, there's a few people out there that also have their balls at 0-0. So when he buys a used ball, he doesn't even have to take the Jopo out. We just plug in the drill out the old finger holes and then plug them up, and just for his span. All right, here's the Jopo centralizer. Too tall. This time is good for me, but I'm in SoCal. Ah, right on. Where are you at in SoCal? I grew up in SoCal. Might get more viewers going on earlier. Yeah, I'll probably start maybe 5 or 6 or something like that. Cody says 2025 PBA Vanessa Brown Open this weekend at Yosemite Lanes in Modesto. Nice. Are you going to do that? Yosemite Lanes. We didn't go to Yosemite Lanes, did we? No. We went to the other one up by, what was that at? What? Damn, Yosemite Lanes. That'd be awesome. I bet that's beautiful. Okay, so move it a little bit here. There we go. So if you guys see that, it fits perfectly in there. So when I put the drill bit in there, it should drill this whole thing out. We'll see. We'll put it to the test. I've done this a couple times so far. Yeah. And then I'll tighten this down. Yeah, see that? Boom. By the way, the owner of Jopo, Jerry Penksa, super nice guy. So I actually emailed Jopo and I asked about what is this thing? You know, what's it made out of? And I got an email from him, Jerry Penksa, the owner, was like, "Yeah, this is stainless steel, man. Let me know if you got any more questions." Like, damn. When the owner of the company replies to an email to you, that's a damn good company. It's like, wow. Guy's super cool, super friendly. Okay, so what next? What next? All right, so we're gonna get the 1.5 inch bit. All right, here's the test. I'm gonna bring you guys closer here so you can see. There we go. Oh, Southeast Whittier, right on the Orange County line. My home bowling center is La Habra Bowl. Right on, man. I grew up in Chino, or if you know where that's at. And my bowling alley was the Bowlium out in Pomona. We didn't go check out, yeah, we didn't check out Upland. I grew up, born in Upland. But yeah, SoCal pretty much my whole life. I love it down there. Okay, here we go. Sometimes you could just do this. It kind of makes a mess here. So it didn't get it all. It's not perfect. Get out of there. Ah. Too far. All right. All right, we got the bottom out. It can be a little bit tricky sometimes once you get that bottom out, especially if there's a little bit more glue than normal. Get that out of there. Okay. Let's see. So I could probably go 330 when I'm doing these. 260 might be a little bit too slow. I saw it get hung up there for a little bit. All right. Up here. All right, so you can see there's still a little bit in there, right? It didn't get it out completely. So, but you can pretty much just get needle nose pliers and take this out, or with your finger. I mean, big old chunks come out. So I will mess with that later. I'm not going to waste you guys' time doing that, but that's what you'll do is you'll just take the remaining parts of this out and you'll be good. All right, now comes the fun time. So we're done with these two balls here. We'll put these aside. And we're going to drill up this bad boy. All right, so we got a red Jopo. He gave me a red Jopo. So this is Broski's ball. So he does his own beveling, and he uses vice inserts. I use turbo. So what I do is I do the layout for him. I do the drilling, and then I put the Jopo in, and then I draw out the fingers, and then he puts his vice inserts in there. It's kind of interesting. I did a poll on my YouTube page. On a post, I asked everybody what brand grips they use, and it's pretty much 50-50. I think there was 57 votes total, and it was like, I gotta look at it, it was like 45% used Vice and 47 used Turbo, and maybe 3% used Jopo, which I was told by my PSO that the Jopo grips were made at the Turbo factory, so they're essentially like the same material as Turbo. And I know they make them in-house now, so I don't know exactly if they changed the formula or what they did, but if you like Turbo, you'll probably like Jopo, is what I was told. Okay, let's see. Let's go back to the comments. Yeah. Cody just started bowling in February after 17 years of not bowling. Holy moly. 5 bowling balls purchased so far this year. Right on, man. You're hooked, dude. I got you beat. I think all of us got you beat. We got out of hand. I took a 12-year break. Was it 12-year? Yes. Last time I bowled was 2012. And then I got back into it last year around, March of 2024. And yeah, had 2 balls from back in 2012. One of them cracked. One of them was a Brunswick C Series. I think that's what it was called. Ended up ditching that ball. And then I had an old Columbia 300 ball from maybe 2008 or something. And now, from last March until now, I have like 36 balls. So, welcome to the addiction, my friend. And it is an addiction. If you have 5 balls already, you're hooked. The father-in-law is the same way. Father-in-law got into bowling earlier this year, and he's like, I said, you're going to get 1 ball, and then there goes 2 balls, 3 balls, and then you're going to have a whole, 5 bags of bowling balls here pretty soon. He says, never. And I think he's now, how many bowling balls does your dad have? 5 or 6 now? 5? Yeah. 5 or 6 balls, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, if you're watching, Pops, chime in. Yeah, welcome back, Cody. Great to have you bowling. That's awesome. We need more people bowling, and I love to hear stories of people taking long breaks and get back into it, because the technology in bowling balls today is ridiculous. I mean, it's just like when I first got back into bowling, I bought the Hammer 3.0 because I went in the pro shop and I'm like, that ball's cool looking. I want that ball, right? And the pro shop, I asked the PSO, I said, how's this ball? He's like, it's really good. Oh yeah, it's super good. And then I said, have you rolled with it? He's like, no. I'm like, well, how do you know it's good? The guy he was a storm staffer. So, but I guess it was like, Black Widow is a Black Widow. I've been out of the bowling game so long, I don't think I've ever remember hearing about a Black Widow until I got back into it. But I just thought it looked cool. And my average with bowling with my older balls was probably 160s, 170s, right? I rarely got over 200. I mean, I can count on my one hand how many games I got over 200. And the very first day that I rolled my Hammer Black Widow 3.0, I got a 220? I can't remember. But I remember it was like a 220, a 230, wasn't it? Something like that. I mean, it was like pretty respectable scores. I kept striking, and the wife was like, holy crap. And then I got like a 170. So I got it was like a 230, 220 something, and a 170. And like I said, my whole life bowling, I maybe count on one hand how many times I got a 200. And right then and there, I was like, holy crap, the ball is a major factor in getting good scores. So I'm a firm believer of like, dude, ball going to help you out. You're going to help out, a horrible bowler like me. So, let's see. Yeah, Cody, Mr. Tips struggled to get on the 10 pins on spares. Yeah, welcome to the club, Cody. We all have trouble. I have trouble with 10 pin. I hate that thing. You think it'd be easy, you just one pin, but you can't get it. Cody, yes, I had 2 balls also from 2003. I had to get re-drilled. Hammer Big Blue Pearl and Hammer Big Blue spare 16 pound. Damn, I gave away. Switched to 15 pound now. Yeah. I bought 15 pound is the way to go. I also tried not to go off on a tangent, but I tried 16 pound because my first 16 pound was a Beyond Infinity because it was 50. I bought it for $57 brand new at Buddy's. I said, what the hell, $57. I'm going to try a 16 pound out. And it works. Like, I keep the 16 pound High Road 40 in my bag everywhere I go now. I don't bowl without that ball in my bag now, which I've never done that with any of my balls because that ball is a strike machine. And it forces me to not huck the ball down the lane because it's a pound heavier. So I have a tendency of going a little bit lighter with the roll. I'm not hucking it down there. And when that thing hits the pins, it's like just pure explosion on the pins.
Graham says he has 5 balls, including his spare, but he just threw away 2.
Okay, Gramps has 5 balls and he threw away 2. Okay, yeah, well, he's going to get some more. I know that. Let's see. I hear you straight, Mr. Tibbs. Not Mr. Tibbs. I hear you straight with plastic is how I do it. Our buddy D'Lo has gotten incredibly good at flattening his hand and throwing reactive balls straight at the 10. Yeah, very good job. And Cody, I do not remember having 2-hander bowlers in the late 90s or early 2000s. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that was one thing I noticed too when I got back into bowling. I'm like, dang, there's like everybody's bowling 2-handed now. Like yeah, you're right. I never saw that before either. I also picked a ball knowing nothing about the Motive Revolt Uprising. The ball does not fit my game at all. I don't think I've ever heard of that one. Cody F. I was a 175 average bowler before. I'm currently a 197 average. Good job. You're right about the new technology. It makes it easier now. Yeah. I mean, the fact that my very first game, I got 2 scores in the 200s, and I was doing the same exact thing I was doing with my previous balls. I was like, yeah. All right. So we are going to, I'm going to rasp this. But pretty much what I do before I drill every ball is I get the rasp and I rasp the Jopo. I'm just trying to roughen up the surface so when I stick it in the hole there for the glue to stick, it stays in the ball and doesn't want to pop out there. So you can either do this with a rasp, it's a file, or sanding paper. And I'll drill this ball, and then that'll be it for the live stream. I kind of been going off. What are we going on? Almost 2 hours here. Thanks, guys, for sticking around. I appreciate it. Shoot, man. You guys are showing me love on my first live stream. That's awesome. like I said, I mainly started the video to help everybody out in the things that I had struggled finding on the internet. So hopefully I can help a few of you guys out. All right, so we got that rasp. Now we got this zeroed out and we're gonna lay it out first. So he wants to do, so I use a Prosec and he wanted, so Broski wanted 30 by 3 by 50, right, Broski? He's like, no, that's not what I wanted. I'm kidding. He knows I'm kidding. All right, so I'm drawing a line straight from the pin down through the mass bias here. These are cool too, by the way. If you guys haven't seen these, this is just a grease pencil holder, but these are Pika dry pencils here, and this is what they look like. They're $9 on Amazon. These are the best things you're going to find if you're looking for something to do your layouts with. Awesome. And they come in different colors too. So I've got every single color up here. So when I did D-Lo's ball, because I know D-Lo's color coordinated, the yellow were like this is yellow. I did yellow on it. So it looked cool. It's the little things, you know what I mean? Attention to detail. Okay, so we're doing, I was kidding about the layout. So we're doing 60 by 4.5 by, I'm sorry, 65 by 4.5 by 40. There we go. I got that right, broski? 65. Oh, and then they come with sharpeners too. So this cap is a sharpener as well too. I learned this from another YouTuber named Vincent Ortiz. You ever watch his channel? He does a lot of cool pro shop stuff too. I believe he's based out in Vegas, if I'm not mistaken. And they do some phenomenal plug work. Yep. Okay, so we got four and a half. By 40. And then I just match this line up. This is the VAL line. Let's have some light on the subject here, damn it. All right. All right. And then let's go with his PAP is 4 5/8 by 1.5 inch up. So we go 1.5 inch down. And we're going 4 5/8. Okay. I also have this too, the arc ruler, the Storm arc ruler that I haven't even really messed with this yet. I bought this, I haven't messed with it. I usually just stick with the ProSec. One of these days I gotta mess with that. Okay, and then his span is What are we doing? 1 7/8. Okay. Let's see. Okay, 1 7/8. Let me know in the comments what you guys use. If you use the ProSect or use the 2LS system, like the Storm with the Storm arc ruler. Okay, so he's got 1 7/8 or 3 3/4. And then, let's see, 3 5/8 on the ring finger. Okay, 2.
Oh, the bowling alley that we were talking about from us in Northern California is Foothills.
Oh yeah, Foothills. No, there was another one that we bowled at. Remember? Yeah, Foothills Bowl, and there was another one that we all bowled at. It's out there by the Foothills. Gold. Oh, what is it? Gold Country. Gold Country Bowling Alley. If anybody's been there, that's a cool one too. All right, and another trick too is if you have the ProSect, put this section. If you put this section, line it up with that, and use draw on both sides, it pretty much comes out to a 1/4 inch. All right, so if you measure that, boom, it's pretty close to a 1/4 inch. All right, let me get back to the comments here. Oh yeah, Too Tall. Saw your comment on the CTD High Road 40 video. Surfaces the cheat code on that. Yeah, definitely. That ball, when I first rolled it, I wasn't jiving with it, right? I put 2,000 on it, and it was like, holy moly. Love the High Road 40. I can't vouch for the 15-pounder because it has a completely different numbers. I think the diff on the 15-pounder is 0.46, something like that. I mean, it's like the 16-pound is 0.58, the maximum you can have. So, yeah. If you guys have a 15-pound high road, let me know how you like it. I love my 16-pound, I'll tell you that. Okay, so let's do some measurements here. Okay, 3 3/4 and 3 10/8. Okay, we'll go a little bit higher with this. There we go. Broski's looking good here. Perfect lineup. Let me know if any of you guys have the identity ball. It's a pretty good shaping ball, but like I said, if you want the budget version, you don't want to pay $200 Piranha Power Core. And it's pretty dang similar. Okay, that's what it's gonna look like, broski, if you can see that. So put your pin kind of right above the middle finger there. That's how a lot of my balls are too. Pretty much very similar to that one. Cool. All right, let's do it. Drill it up. I'm going to try to get everything in here. There we go. Okay. We got my 31 30-seconds bit. All right, one thing we're going to do is change the RPM because I do not want 260 when I drill holes here. Oh, my battery's dead on my headlamp. It's not going to work. Let's see. Okay, so put this down to 2, and that is... Okay. Cool. All right, so now this is the secret here. Oh, I kind of blocked you in there here. Let's see. There's a razor blade. So you guys know the old razor blade trick here. So you take your razor blade. Actually, I want to see something here. Maybe that's better. Sorry for moving the camera again a lot, guys. I'm trying to get the perfect view for you. There we go. That should work. So I take the razor blade. First of all, I line up the line with the balls, and then we are going to do 1/8 table forward. And then 1/4 table left. Okay, and then all we do is just line this up. And we're taking this outer part here, and we're taking the razor blade on the other side. And we match it up, and it should hit that. It should hit that line, the bridge line that we drew. Do you mind plugging this in real quick? This battery, just so this battery's not lasting. So another thing, you guys, if you guys are working on a shop and you don't have a lot of light, this is a really cool thing. Although I've had this for a couple years, and the battery just doesn't last that long anymore. But there's like, they sell 2 packs of these on Amazon for about what, 15 bucks. Yeah, just put some kind of charge on it. Thank you. All right, so unfortunately, actually, let's see. I'm gonna grab a light so you guys can see a little bit. There we go. Ooh, yeah. Awesome. Okay. All right, so that lines up on that side. And go a little bit more here. There we go, and then tighten that down. Check it again. And if you got OCD, you'll check it another 5 times. All right, and I do one last check just because I want to make sure everything's right before I drill into this. So I double check everything on my table. I double check that I'm looking at the right numbers. I'm not looking at my layout that I have right next to his, because that would be a bad thing. So we got 1/8 table forward. I've got that. I've got 1/4 table left. Boom, got that. I've got my 31/32 bit in there. And we're gonna drill this bad boy. It lines up pretty good. And this smells like cherry right now. The whole garage smells like cherry. Cough syrup, that is. By the way, the slower you go, the less the drill bit heats up. Just basic common friction rules, right? So I usually go all the way down. I don't take too many breaks. It doesn't get super hot. If you have a really high RPM, I'm sure it can get pretty hot. But I can touch that still. It's not super hot. All right, ring finger done. And we're gonna do 0 pitch. We're going middle finger. Zero pitch and half table right. All right, get my razor blade out. Okay, good on that. All right, perfect. Tighten it down, double check it again, make sure it didn't move. And I'll go a little bit wider because I know it's a little bit less than 1/4. Whoa, now don't move too much now. Still want to go a little bit more. There we go. Okay, here we go. All right, y'all ready? Let's check it out. Double check my numbers. Got a half table right. 0 pitch. Awesome. All right, hit my lines, looking good. Oh no, the fingers join in the middle. Ah. Just kidding, broski. All right, fingers done. And so what I do with the thumb is I have two 1.5-inch bits, right? So I've got this one, which was $70, I believe, or sorry, $80. And I have the Jopo one. What's the difference? The collar, right? So what's the price difference? $260. Okay, cool. Thank you, Jopo. Appreciate that. So if you can get your hands on a collar like this that fits perfectly, I don't know where you would get that at, but
Truthful said LOL actually did that my first time drilling a jump ball.
it's hold on.
Probably like where you mess with weed or mess with the pro.
Too tall. I actually did that on my first time drilling a junk ball. Oh yeah, drilling the fingers together. Yeah. When you're practicing, you're like, oh, okay, so that does that. Okay, I don't want to do that again. Exactly. All right, so we're gonna move this down here.
He said if you need things like collars, check out McMaster.
Oh yeah, I heard about McMasters. Can anybody buy from McMasters? Because I heard my the machinist that I use, he says you have to have a if I can even speak, you have to have a business in order to buy from them. Is that the same place, or am I thinking of another place? Okay. Perfect. Okay, so we got that down.
What type of layout is this?
This is a dual layout. Did somebody ask that? Oh. Okay, then we'll get back to the comments here. Too tall. If you need things like collars, check out McMaster. Yeah. I live about 10 minutes from the Santa Fe location. They know me by name. Oh man, you're lucky. Man, that place has got to be cool if you go in there. I bet they have everything. Holy moly. I love places like that. Okay, now we're going to get the table to 0-0 because that's what his thumb pitch is at. And we should be done with this shortly, guys. Thanks for sticking around. I appreciate all you guys sticking around and showing me support. Yeah, right on. Like I said, ask me some questions, man. Keep me, any question you guys have, let me know. I love answering questions. Love helping you guys out.
You have that guy, Ant-Man. Got a new subscriber, he said. Thanks for the stream. Have no idea what is happening, but it's there for you to watch as a new
Ant-Man, thanks for the stream. You're welcome, my brother. Have no idea what is happening, but it's therapeutic to watch as a newly 3-year bowler. Heck yeah. So, got a news. Thank you, Ant-Man. Appreciate it. Thanks for the subscribe, man. Love you. So what we're doing here, Ant-Man, is this is my first live stream. So I've had this channel for about a year. I've really started doing stuff, and I drill bowling balls. I do plug filling, and I review bowling balls. So pretty much anything bowling related. I'm one of the few YouTubers out there that does drilling, and I also make my own bowling ball jig. So I sell these. If you guys ever get into doing your own stuff in your garage, hit me up. The versions that they sell from Jayhawk and Innovative like these are $1,500. I sell this for $600. So half the price. All right. Yes, bowling ball drilling is very therapeutic. I love it. Thanks for joining that, man. Appreciate you. Yeah, so what I do is I've got 2 bits. So instead of drilling the whole hole with 1 bit, because it can get very warm and hot, and you don't really want the inside of the bowling ball to be really hot because you can potentially crack the ball. I've never had that before, but that's what they say can happen, so I don't want to take any chances. So I do half the hole with this, and I take this out, and then I finish it up with the Jopo. And when I'm done, the drill bits they're barely warm, right? You can hold this.
My brother made a funny comment.
Oh yeah, let me see. Granger is business. Oh, Granger is business only. I never shop there anymore. Yeah. Let's go, Ant-Man. Welcome into the ball drilling ASMR. Heck yeah. I don't know if it's ASMR because I'm yapping my trap. I'm talking too much. ASMR is when you're just drilling and it's like Brunsnick does on his bowling ball. I didn't know what AMSR was until like a few months ago. I'm like, what the hell is AMSR? I looked it up. I'm like, is that what they meant to put on there? I said, okay. Make sure to show the late arrivers my killer plug job one more time when you're done drilling. I will. Yes, the plug job is your best plug job to date by far. Whoa, sorry about that. Okay. All right, we're going to lock it down. This is an easy one because all you have to do is line up this line, right, and then get the razor blade.
Polar Bear Chad says, howdy.
Hey, what's up, Polar Bear? Heck yeah, doing my first live stream on ball drilling and Q&A. So kind of testing the waters here and see how people like it. If they like it, I'll do more. All right, so we've got that all dialed in. And now we do the thumb. All right, check my table again. I got it on 0, 0. Got my 1.5 inch bit in there. Go down a little bit, test the line. Yeah. You got to come over here. I can't hear you. Oh, you know what? Sorry, guys. I didn't realize my damn arm was in the way here. Let me get you a better view here. There we go. All right, we got more comments here. Let's see. Ant-Man, should there be a different drilling layout for two-handed versus one-handed no thumb? I think so. Yeah, one-handed no thumb. I think you probably do want a different layout. I don't know. D'Lo was one-handed no thumb. I think he did different layouts with his before he switched to two-handed versus one-hand no thumb. Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know about that. I received a hand-me-down and use it as a two-handed only, change tips. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm not too familiar with a two-handed. I kind of just like when I drilled my two-handed ball, for me, I just went off of Radical's two-handed sheet. And yeah, so one hand, no thumb. One hand, no thumb. That is hard. I tried that. It is ridiculously hard. If you can do that, more power to you. You gotta be pretty damn strong for that. Okay, got back from fishing. And man, I can't wait. Okay, your wife is awesome for helping you in the chat. Yes, she is. She's sitting back, and I told her if she can help me, and she was very accommodating to help me. So thank you, my love, for helping me out. Appreciate that.
Too needs a shout out because he's been welcoming everybody that's gotten on.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you, Too Tall, for welcoming everybody in the chat. I appreciate that. Lots of love. Thank you, thank you. Ant-Man, thank you, Jenna. Yeah.
Because he's like, I can wait.
Oh yeah.
Can I redo that?
Yeah, if you want to have any hand-me-down plugged and re-drilled just for you, your pat, pitches, etc. will be different than the ball will roll best if it's drilled for you. Yeah, man. Okay, cool. All right, back to drilling. So I'm putting probably about 3 pounds of pressure on that, not too much. When I first started drilling, I didn't know how many pounds of pressure I should be using. And then like the drill press was all chattering and stuff. I'm like, something's wrong here. And I was like, yeah, just put some muscle into it, you weakling. All right. Now we switch over to, see, I can touch this with my hand, not even warm. These bits can withstand probably a 1,000 degrees or whatnot, but your bowling ball can't. So, all right, we're gonna finish the hole up here with the collar. Getting into the core here, it's a different color coming out. So this one you got to raise you can't just go straight down because all that material will get kind of trapped down in there. So bring it up every, couple seconds and clean that out and then bring it back down. And then I get eye level with the collar. And then I stop the minute it hits the ball. I learned my mistake by holding it down and like making sure it was pressed down with my Storm mix, and it messed it all up, screwed it all up right there. So just go until it touches that and you're good to go. Don't need to go down any farther. Shit. Right on. If you guys had just joined, we're drilling up. We're doing my first live feed. Thanks for joining, everybody. And we're drilling the Broski's Identity. Almost forgot the damn name of the ball for a sec. So he bought this used for $100. Pretty good deal. And this was the plug job. I'll move the camera and show you up here his awesome plug job here. So the name is Bowling Fool. Welcome to my page and channel. I do all my own in-house stuff. I do bowling ball drilling, layouts. I make a jig. I do bowling ball reviews. I do random bowling stuff. I'm trying to keep it open with a bunch of different ideas. So like I said, I had a bowling ball warranty video that I posted yesterday. So I wanted to let everybody know about my experience with Track and their warranty program, which was stellar, by the way. Track's one of my favorite bowling balls. Let's see. I'll try to get that right here. Let's see. Ant-Man, how often do you drill whenever you get new ball in for your friends? That's right. So, like I said, I've probably drilled, I mean, between all of us, golly, I'd have probably 40
We have what, 30 balls for bro?
for, yeah. So bro, I probably drilled 30 balls for, close to that. Me, probably 15 to 20. And then D-Lo is probably about 6, 7. Gramps is 4 or 5. Yeah, something like that. So yeah, it is a very convenient thing to do. I gotta try to set this camera up somewhere else so you can see me and see everything in action. There we go. How's that? A little better? Yeah, it's convenient because before I had this stuff, I had to drive 40 minutes out to the local pro shop to get all my stuff drilled. And granted, I was heading out there anyway, but when you can just walk out into your garage and drill a bowling ball that you buy online and have everything done within a half hour, and you got a brand new bowling ball that you drilled, it's awesome. There's nothing quite like it. So I highly recommend it. It's not cheap though, by the way. You start getting into money pits, so it's definitely a money pit, but it's a fun money pit. It's a hobby. It's an investment, you know. So all right, so what I'm going to do is measure this. Oh, yeah. So let's see if I can get you a close-up here. That's his plug job. That's Broski's plug job. Can you even tell? Like, that is pretty damn good. Better than me, I'll tell you that. That's for damn sure. All right, so we've got, look at that, 3 3/4 perfect on there. And 3 5/8. That's probably my best one yet, broski. Telling you. All right, so what we do is we get the alcohol out. And we don't do anything with this Jopo other than clean out the hole in here and make sure you vacuum out all the debris. And I just get rubbing alcohol and just clean it out.
D-Lo says 6 to 7 for now, homie, LOL. Tall says that's awesome. I think I drilled 6 or 7 so far, but we've done at least that many thumb holes. And then he said color matching on my ball is impressive.
Yeah, let's see. Okay, let me catch up here. Denny Low, 6 or 7 for now, homie. Yeah, you're gonna be like 20 deep here pretty soon. Mark my words. Too tall. That's awesome. I think I drilled 6 or 7 so far, but redone at least that many thumb holes. Color matching on that ball is impressive. Yeah, the Broski is a very good color matcher, like phenomenal. All right, so he doesn't want any of that beveled. I almost started to bevel this. That's his deal. So all we got to worry about is the thumb. Oh, a little bit of residual down there. Get the last in there. There we go. Whoa, too much. I used to scribe when I first started doing this because my pro shop operator would scribe the lines and I thought it looked really cool. And then I went to like, I'm going to sell one of these balls. And I was like, oh crap, I got this big old giant scribe line. Nobody's going to want that in there. You just sand the heck out of the ball. to get it off of there. So the pencil that I use is really thin. It's negligible difference with scribing and the pencil. So what we're doing a trial fit, and fits good, right? So if you try to fit this in that hole without filing this or sanding this, it's going to be really loose, and you're like, oh my god, it's too small, it's not going to fit right. Well, as soon as you rasp it, it fits tighter, right? So this is the glue I use, by the way. This seems to be the best glue, best bang for the buck. It's called Bob Smith Industries Gap Filling Medium. It's a 5 to 10 second glue Instacure. It's a 2 ounce. I think I paid $12 on Amazon for it, but it seems to work the best. You could probably use any other glue, but I like this stuff. And once I stick to a brand, I usually stick with them. So another thing you want to get is a popsicle stick. So all I do, hopefully you guys can see this here, is just kind of move the ball around so that the glue gets in. You don't want too much. And then just spread it around with a popsicle stick. Make sure it doesn't pool at the bottom. All right. And one of my first mistakes when I first started drilling bowling balls is I just was very liberal with the glue, and it ended up pooling all down at the bottom. And then when I went to go grab my ball, once I had the Jopo in, the whole inside of the Jopo was white from like when the glue dried. I'm like, this is weird. So I didn't do that. Okay, that should do it. And then make sure this is lined up. You got one line on the Jopo, you got one go at it. It's got to be perfect here. Boom. And we are done. Lined up with that, put that in there and let that sit for a few minutes.
What's that name called that broke out yet?
This is the Jopo Centralizer. $160 on, where is it? There's a few sites that sell it. That's the thing is not many, they don't really tell you what it does. It's just like, here's a Jopo Centralizer, $160. Well, what the hell does it do? So you have to go on like YouTube and just type in Centralizer. You'll probably get one of my videos, but Jopo actually put out a few minute video exactly what it does. And it does this. So you put it in there. Once you get your Jopo in there, you put the Centralizer in there, and it pretty much fits. It pushes that Jopo up against the inside of the ball for the glue to dry, so that you have a very strong bond between the Jopo and the inside of the bowling ball. Have I ever had a Jopo come out on me before I started using this? No, right? It's just peace of mind, right? It's just, did I need it? Probably not, but it's cool. It's one of those things like, yeah, that's cool. I want that. All right. Just clean a little bit of the residual glue with some alcohol. And this stuff, like I said, it's a 5 to 10 second cure time. It's already cured. So I can pretty much take it out, but I'll throw this stuff away here. Okay. All right, go back to the comments here. While that's drying, let's see. Okay. Not Mr. Tibbs. Thanks to tell my best yet. I've also done a few that have been truly awful. Laugh out loud. Everything dries darker than what it looks like when you mix it. Yeah, broski, this is your best by far. Mix it. So I just mix a lighter shade and then let it dry darker. Work this time. Yeah, it definitely worked. Too tall. Bowen said, I've been using Loctite gel control. Stays where you put it, and thumb slugs mill out relatively easy. Nice. And I'm sure that's pretty cheap too. So another thing that I use, so this Gorilla Super Glue gel is absolutely amazing. I use it, I don't use it in the bowling ball. I probably should, but it might be impossible to get it out. I don't know, because this stuff is ridiculously strong. But for these knobs for my jig, I had these washers loose on there, and I was figuring out, once I sold the jig, one of the jigs to my PSO, we were like, we need to get this attached to the knob somehow. So what I did is I scribed the other side of the washer here that connects to the knob, and then I scribed the bottom of the knob, and then I took these to a grinding wheel to flatten them out, right, so they fit flush. And then I just did a couple dabs of Gorilla Glue, the gel, this stuff, inside there, and these things hold like nobody's business. So anybody that buys a jig from me, these come pre-glued, and I've tightened them on super tight, and they do not come off. They're not coming off one bit. So they came off on me like a month after I started using them, when I first started using them, but I didn't put a very good bond on it. And I don't know if I was using this glue, but yeah, Loctite gel control. I have to check that out. Never had a problem with thumbs or fingers coming out. So at $6 for 5 grams, going to stay with that until it causes a problem. That's a pretty good deal. What's this one? Oh, this is 56 grams. For this Bob Smith, this is 12 bucks. You may want to try this one, man. This is 56 grams if you type that right. And this is shoot, this lasts me forever. 12 bucks on Amazon. Also, my rev rate is sub 400, so I may not stress testing the glue as much as some might. Yeah, that's true. If you have a high rev rate, probably going crazy. Yeah, Loctite might be a step down from Gorilla. Cool. They all pretty much essentially do the same thing. I'm a cheap guy, so man, like if I see a bulk glue thing like this, I'm buying it. And I've personally never had any inserts come out on me or any Jopos come out on me. So that's it, dried out. And then the last step we're gonna do is trim this down. So what I do is I get this and I make little circles here. And then we go back to the drill press. So I'll move you guys over here.
Ant-Man wants to know if you drill plastic.
Yeah, drill. Ant-Man, do I drill plastic spares too? I do. So I've drilled, actually I did a video on my clear spare ball a couple weeks ago, where I plugged in, I put a Jopo in it. So yeah, I did the Storm Mix. I did Gramps' Hammer Axe. Is that a plastic ball? That might be a I think the Axe is reactive. It's a reactive spare ball, I think. I don't know if that's plastic. And then I've got the Storm Clear spare ball. Yeah. So I've got videos on that too. You want to see a video on the clear spare ball, I got that as well too. And yeah, the only difference is when you're drilling, a bunch of the plastic shavings come up and they get connected to the drill press. Kind of like when I was drilling the Jopos out. A lot of the plastic shavings come out. It's not a big deal, but it was just kind of weird at first. Now, what the heck is this stuff? Okay, so we've got to raise the table up. Whoop. Okay. And then we've got to zero this out again because I just moved it. Oh, okay. It didn't look like it. Didn't look like plastic.
It's a damn good looking ball.
Yeah. If you haven't checked the video, I got a video of the axe that the father-in-law bought. That thing is beautiful. Wow, he's got like a really good pour on that thing. All right, so I'm just cinching this table down, and then I'm just zeroing it out right here with the Vevor mill table here. Okay. All right, we're good to go. Slide that in there. Now this one, the RPM, we can keep it for, what is it, 440? We're not too worried about this one because it's just, it takes like, you'll see it takes like 10 seconds to do this thing. I'll put you there. And all we're looking for is you're just bringing this down. When you start to see these white pencil markings rub away, that's when you stop. You don't need to go down any farther than that. And I'm just gradually putting pressure on there. I'm barely touching this thing. And you can already start to see it rubbing away. And that's it. Easy peasy. I should clean that up. So I see that, how it rubbed it all out of there. And then I just finish it off with a bevel sander and we're good to go. All right, if you guys are just joining, thank you for joining in. So we are drilling Broski's Identity, and we just got done drilling it, and we got done cutting down the Jopo.
My phone died, so.
Okay. Let's see here. What did you have to say? Axe is plastic. The problem with using Jopos is plastic balls, so they tend to crack around the Jopo very quickly. Yeah, we'll see. And if they do, I'm going to ditch them. The Storm Mix, if you're looking for a good spare ball, the Storm Mix is good because it's part urethane, part plastic. And they say that you can put a Jopo in there and it will work very well. So one of the things with the plug cutter and cutting the Jopo down is it pushes it down so it spreads out the top. That's the only problem. But that's why you have this little bevel and knife right here. This was $7 on Amazon. And you just finish it up with that. So you kind of have to do it at an angle. And just, you know, it's coming like down this way, down that way. You don't want to go straight because you'll start putting like little ridges in it. You don't want to do that. And you don't want to use the bevel knife on the inside. Do never go on the inside and start beveling the inside, because then when you put your Jopo in there, it will be a big old gap in there. They tell you not to do that. And if any of you guys are bowling, you don't have interchangeables yet, what are you doing? Like, you guys need to be on, everybody needs to be on interchangeables. It's the best thing. It is one of the best inventions for bowling balls, in my opinion. I mean, you saw how easy that was. You could bring 12 bowling balls to the alley and every single thumb will fit the same because you have the same thumb. Yeah, I was about 15 balls deep when I finally switched over to interchangeable, and I have not looked back. And my PSO tried to sell me on the turbo version. It's not the IT. Is the IT turbo or is that Vice? I can't remember. One of those. The Vice one, the PSO said, is an absolute nightmare to install. It was like 20,000 steps just to install a thumb. And then the turbo one, he tried to push a turbo, and I said, I've been watching everybody's video, and they all push the Jopo. He says, I got Jopos. Well, let's do the Jopo. Heck yeah, I want the best. Jopo is pretty much, I haven't tried the other ones, but this is probably by far the easiest. It has the same as the other one. So it has the twisting, and it has a locking. So it's got the best of both worlds. And I think they're a good solid company. They make everything here in the United States, and the owner of the company seems like a cool cat. So that should be it. Let's see. Yep. Let's see. And then I just look at it from an angle, make sure that is flush. It's not sticking out at all. And it looks good. I don't have one of his Jopos to test it out, but it's at 0-0. We know it's going to fit. And then the last thing I do is clean it up. So I'll leave it like this, broski. If you want to sand it, put whatever you want on it, probably polish it up, get it back to factory, I'll let you do that. But I got you your ball here, ready to go. And I think you have that Storm polish you could probably put on there, the Power Edge, because I think that's what they put that's what they put on this. Cool. There you go. Pretty cool. And might got a little little indent from the plug cutter. You get that off a little bit of sandpaper. Actually, I'll do that right now. I'll show you guys how I get that off. Ooh. So we'll just do it with hand. I got a 2000 pad. And then if you want it really smooth, you can do this too as well. Just go around it a few times. Make sure your sanding paper is wet. Great looking, not Mr. Tibbs, great looking ball, be fool. Thanks as always for your great work and attention to detail. Can't wait to throw it. Heck yeah, you're welcome, my friend. Ant-Man, have a great night. I'll catch you again. Thanks for dropping in, Ant-Man. Appreciate you. Stay tuned, and I'll be doing, I think I'm going to be doing more live streams. So stay tuned. I'm probably going to advertise it next time. Hey, Ken, how you doing, brother? Great live stream. I tuned in a little late, but enjoyed watching. Thanks. You got it, man. Yeah, I'm almost done. Went a little bit longer than I anticipated. So yeah, we're going on what, 2.5 hours? Holy shoot! Ken was the winner of our second raffle, which was the Hammer Balls rotating ball cup. So congratulations, Ken Kong. And I think he got it today in the mail, which is pretty cool. So congratulations. I love doing giveaways. They're fun. Okay, so we may have to go a little bit more on this sandpaper. Where'd all those go? Oh, there they are. Let's go 1200. I messed up your pretty plug job. Oh no. It's in your span, so it doesn't make it look a difference, but I don't like the way it looks. All right, get it all cleaned up. Yeah, a little bit of polish to get that off, make that look good. So there it is. There is the Belmo Identity Ball that he's got. And we are done. So, reading the last comments. Any of you guys have any questions? Ask them now. Great work, the bone. Too tall. Great work, the bone fool. You got like 4 balls done in the time it took me to do half of one. Hey, I wasn't always this. This is slow for me too. I wasn't always this fast. If you think this is fast, I've done so many of them now. I'm slow right now because I'm doing live stream too. When I'm not live streaming doing this, I can get a ball done in about a half hour, 40 minutes. Yeah, let's see. All right, I wanted to thank everybody for tuning in on my first live stream. And let's see, I'll get you here. Oh. All right, so we're 2 hours, 43 minutes in. I want to thank everybody for joining me on my first live stream. Appreciate it. Trying to test the waters here and seeing how you guys liked the live stream. If you like doing this, I kind of wanted to do like a Q&A kind of deal. Disclaimer, I am not a PSO. So just throwing that out there. I don't know everything. I just kind of self-taught and know what I know. If I don't know it, I will tell you. I'm not going to make stuff up. So just throwing that out there. I do stuff out of my garage. I'm a DIYer. I love doing DIY stuff. I take satisfaction in everything I do. And hopefully that shows. And for you guys, I'm trying to think anything else. Okay. Trevor, it's cool. Have a blessed night. Thank you, Trevor. Thanks for tuning in, man. Appreciate it. Too Tall, great live stream. Let's keep building up the DIY PSO community. Heck yeah, I'm all for it. Guy Bouchard. Hey, what's up, Guy? How you doing, man? I like the live stream. Thank you. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it. Awesome. Like I said, if you guys have questions, feel free to ask away. Anything with the drill press, the anything pro shop related or bowling ball related, I'll try to do my best to answer all those questions to the best of my ability. If you are interested in a jig, let me know as well too. If you want to start drilling your own bowling balls, you're going to need a bowling ball jig. So I sell those. If you can find some on or a Facebook Marketplace, you have to be quick with a lot of those ones, the brand name ones, because they go quick if they're for a really good sale. So if you don't feel like, looking around, they're $600. I sell them. As soon as you give me payment, I ship them out to you guys day of. You'll get it within a week. I got 2 boxed up now, ready to go. I will always have them in stock. I will never run out. Like I said in the previous video before, I made the mistake of running out for a month. There was a month break where I was having them made. The machinist was really busy at the time, and I was like, oh crap. And everybody wanted the jigs the time I didn't have them. So I made sure that that's not going to happen again. So I will always have jigs on hand if you guys ever want those. It's version 2 jig. I give you everything that you need. All you need is the V4 mill table here and your drill press and drill bits, and you're set, and a bowling ball, and you're good to go. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate every single one of you. And until next time, thanks for watching. See you later, guys.